Okay, our lesson today is going to be in science, and it is sink or float. So you need a tub of water. Preferably you have a setup where it's an empty tub and the child fills the water themselves. And then you have another tub with 10 objects, 10 or so objects. You want to try and do half and half, things that will sink and things that will float. And this is really fun for all ages. We will talk about extensions for the older children who are reading and writing. So we have nail clippers, a cork, a toy ring. Actually, does it still work?
Wait, let me try.
It still works. A tooth flosser, more tooth floss, a floss container.
That is empty.
It is empty. A bracelet.
Yeah, it doesn't glow up anymore because it's been in water.
Yeah. A Kirby grip or a bobby pin. A penny. A hair tie. And a washer. So just objects you can find around your house. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be bought, just anything you can find. You can make predictions ahead of time. Do we think it's going to sink or do we think it's going to float?
I think it's gonna float.
See. Oh,
It
you are correct.
floats.
What about the coin? Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float?
I think it's gonna sink because one reason why. I don't think it's gonna float because it doesn't have any holes in it. And the other reason why I know it's gonna sink is because it is compact all together, so it can't let any air or water get in.
Using your science brain.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct. What about the cork? Do you think that's going to sink or do you think that's going to float?
I think it's gonna float because it has many little crackies and many little holes in it. It's like a little boat.
Sink or float?
Sink. Because it has no holes because it's a stick,
Well,
sort of.
what's it made of?
It's made out of metal.
Metal.
So is the penny.
Do you want to choose the next one?
Sure. How about the empty?
Well, don't
Yeah.
open it.
How about the empty floss container, the one that I'm going to use for a project? I think it's gonna float.
You are correct.
And I'm just gonna pick a random one. Tweezers, I'm guessing.
Nail clippers.
Nail clipper, sorry. We didn't even do tweezers. Oh, there's some hair stuck to it.
Lovely.
Ugh.
Okay. All right. Sink or
So
float?
I think it's gonna sink because it's made out of metal. I think everything that's made out of metal will probably sink.
Okay.
I think the rest of these are gonna just float. This will definitely float.
Yep. And that floats.
The only colors that we're using so far is like gray, brown, and blue. Because there's 2 browns, two blues, and 2 silvers. Now, one rainbow, and another sort of rainbowy. And I think this is gonna float. Oh, it's gonna sink! It sank. This is gonna sink.
Oh, and it took something down with it.
And it took something down with it.
It took the flosser down with it. See, I thought that bracelet was going to float. Sank.
Don't put too much water in here when you're getting... Oh.
Well, you want to be able to see things sink. So oh.
Zoe!
And then last one.
Oh, there's the washer, sink. Yes, because it's metal.
So, this is fun for the little ones to explore on their own afterwards as much as they want. Older friends are going to, they're going to be like, oh, well, I know which one's sink and which one's floating. Older hold on. Okay, sorry. Doggy interruptions. So with older friends, you can have them get a piece of paper, write down the words or the names of the items. Don't worry about spelling. Let them spell it phonetically, and then they can write sink or float, or they can have a list with sink at the top, float at the top, and then which ones sink or float underneath. So they can practice writing.
You can do a little check mark on which ones you think is going to float or which ones.
Yeah.
So
Or you can write down your predictions ahead of time. Lots and lots of different ways that you can use this for language well as science.
So pretend I did a big sheet of paper, not that big. I wrote down everything. So I'm going to do my names of the things on the side, lines, and then sink and float. And I'm going to write.
Oh, I see.
And I'm going to do, if I think it's going to float, I'm going to do a little check mark. And then if I think it's going to sink, I'm going to do a little check mark. And that's just my little prediction. But when I see if it actually does float or sink, I'm going to put it beside it.
Well, how about you write that down and we can add that to this video? Yeah. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here is Avery's prediction sheet, and she has written down all the items.
Items. Prediction for a sink. Prediction for a float. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ticks for float, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for sink.
So you can have the child do predictions beforehand or write the items down afterwards for which one sank or floated, or both. They can do before and after. Good practice with writing, and then they can make their own little science books.